Hey, I'm AsianHalfSquat. Today I'm going to show you how you can turn Minecraft 1.18 into a genuinely scary survival game. And I've gotta tell you, I'm quite happy with the results. So yeah, let's get started. As always, the first thing that we'll need to do is to change how the game looks. For resource pack, we'll be using the Scarier custom pack. It's one of the few high quality resource pack that has been updated to 1.18, and the textures that this resource pack provides fits amazingly well with the theme of this video, so naturally it's a no-brainer. Other resource pack that we'll be using include fresh animations, which gives much better and more fluid mob animations. There's also the tissue, zombies, and pillagers Agenitos resource pack. Not only do they change the textures of pillagers and zombies, it also adds hundreds of variations and sound effects to these creatures. Now, the Pillagers Agenitos resource pack is not exactly compatible with fresh animations, but it can easily be fixed by arranging the resource pack priorities. For me, I don't really mind the transparent textures, and in fact I found it quite unnerving, which again fits well with the theme. The last resource pack that we'll be adding is Wispy Villagers. I would have opted for a resource pack with more creepy villager textures, but this is the best I can find. And on the plus side, it works perfectly with the fresh animations pack, so I can't complain. And in case you don't know this already, you will need Optifine for all these animations and textures to work properly. So I would say that the biggest part of this transformation is the shader that I used. I chose Chocobic 13 because it has the best ominous atmosphere out of all the shaders that I've seen. The most important points are to desaturate the game and to bump up the fog amplification. And also remember to turn off this option if you want to avoid shadows flickering. At this point, I've gotta say it's pretty amazing already, but we're just getting started. Firstly, we'll be adding mods such as Valhalla structure, repurpose structures, and when dungeons arise, so as to make danger encounters a bit more frequent. I've basically turned off most passive structures in these mods to make the world more hostile. I've also added the mod Biomes of Plenty, but removed most plains and vibrant biomes. The tall trees and the wasteland biomes are my personal favorites. Then we'll be using the not enough animations and first person model mods to make the game feel a bit more different than vanilla. What I like most about these two mods along with Optifine is when you're just holding out torches and exploring. It really adds to the atmosphere. One mod that we definitely cannot miss is the enhanced visuals mod. Whether it's the slender effect when you're looking at an enderman, or the blood splatter when you take damage, or the brief disorientation when an explosion happens nearby, all of these are so important to create a realistic atmosphere. As for the optional choice, we have the physics mod. As you guys may know, I love this mod a lot, and the fractured blood effects when mobs die fits really well into the theme, but I can see how it's not for everyone, so it's really up to you. Now we'll be focusing on making the game more difficult. As we all know, vanilla Minecraft is pretty easy once you get a hang of it. A big part of horror games to me is the inability to retaliate in the face of danger, so in order to make the game more hostile, we'll be adding mods such as Alex mobs, and Better Animals Plus to add a bunch of dangerous animals all over the world. I've disabled most friendly mob spawns such as seagulls or monkeys, and bumped up the spawning of dangerous animals such as sharks or crocodiles. We'll also be adding the mod Blood and Madness, which is a Bloodborne inspired mod that adds tons of scary creatures into the game. With the heavy fog around, you're pretty much oblivious to your surroundings, and it makes these encounters even more deadly. And I know what you're thinking. You think you can stay at home, sleep the night off, and wait for the sun to come up so you can see around, right? Well, we can add the mod Sleep Sooner to modify the time that you can rest. Only instead of making it earlier, we're gonna make it so that you can only sleep halfway into the night. Another mod that's gonna bump up the difficulty is Improved Mobs. With this mod installed, we can make mobs be able to break blocks, target villagers, or even equipped items. We can also use this to override certain mobs' aggression, so that neutral creatures such as gorillas will now attack you on sight. For mobs that spawn underground, we can add the mod Tough Death to make them stronger and hit harder the lower they spawn. As for the people who are familiar with the mod in Control, you can also make mobs underground run faster and take less knockback. As an alternative or add-on, we can also add Zombie Awareness so that mobs can hear you, smell you, or investigate light sources. And yeah, I know, it's gonna be really hard, so to give the player some level of survivability, we'll be adding the mod Only Looking into the pack. This will make it so that the mobs will only sense you when they see you. This however also means that you can't sneak around certain mobs when you're bleeding or making too much sound, as their enhanced sensors can counteract their impaired vision. With these tweaks, you'll find yourself constantly sneaking around your enemies instead of facing them head on. And that to me seemed like a very thrilling game. If that's not scary enough for you, we'll be adding 2 mods, Eyes in the Darkness and Weeping Angels mod. If you want to know what these 2 mods do, just wait until the gameplay portion of the video. It's definitely not something that belongs in Minecraft. For the last part of the transformation, we'll be overhauling the sounds in Minecraft. The first thing that I did was to replace all the background music into horror and suspense music like these. Then I added the mod Music Duration Reducer to make the music play much more often. I also added mods such as Strip Sounds and Sounds Physics Remastered to make the cave sounds even more terrifying. The last mod that I added is Passable Foliage. This mod simply makes foliage a passable block instead of a solid block. But when it plays the sound of mobs passing through leaves and you don't know what's going on because of the fog, it really gets you paranoid. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Here's the gameplay.
Te voy a matar.
Let me know if you guys want this pack published. I'm more than happy to continue working on this pack. Leave a comment about which direction you want the pack to take and what the name should be, and yeah, that's it. See ya.